Sandy Munro, in his analysis of the leaked picture of the Cybertruck's actual exoskeleton, said in response to the construction of the back of the vehicle, "That's more revolutionary than I thought. I didn't think they would do that whole back casting. That is gigantic. Is that all one piece? I have no idea how that is cast." Munro then made a reference to the 9,000-pound Giga press that Tesla will be using to build the entire rear of the Cybertruck as a single piece. Now, personally, I don't think there's anyone in the industry who has more credibility when it comes to manufacturing a vehicle. And Munro is clearly saying here that Tesla has taken this to an entirely new level. Sandy Munro, when discovering the new Tesla Cybertruck body that was recently kind of revealed, he had some interesting things to say. In fact, considering Sandy Munro's expertise, what he does, what his background is, I think we should be taking note of what he said. Hello, my friends, and welcome to the channel. I'm the Electric Viking. Great to see you. Welcome to all the new subscribers. Welcome back, everyone else. Thank you for tuning in. And I've got to tell you, my two favorite electric trucks are Canoo. If you haven't seen my Canoo video, you've got to check that out. I'll tell you why Canoo, why their electric truck, their electric pickup truck is revolutionary. It's incredible. I absolutely love it. My other favorite is the Tesla Cybertruck. Now, I have a pre-order in for the Cybertruck. I put it in within an hour of the reveal. Maybe it was less than that. Could have been half an hour. It was pretty quick. Because when I saw it, I loved it. I know a lot of people hate it. A lot of people think it's ridiculous. But, well, I don't really care about those a lot of people. I care about what I think about it personally. I think it's revolutionary. I think it's going to change the way we look at a pickup truck. I mean, we've been making pickup trucks the same exact boring ass way now for decades. Nothing has changed. I mean, look at the basically the ladder chassis they use, you know, the shape of them. Basically nothing has changed. They're so remarkably similar to what they were 50 years ago. They're just bigger. That's it. The way Canoo are making theirs and the way Tesla are making their pickups will change this paradigm in a way where I think a lot of owners are going to go, you know what? This is a huge difference. But actually, it's so much better. Now, if you look at Canoo's pickup truck, for example, look at the actual bed. Look at the tray. Look how long the tray is. Like, the tray is incredibly practical. The tray is incredibly practical. Now, if you're buying a pickup truck just for the looks, a lot of people do. A lot of people buy them just because they like the look of it. They think it's cool. They can imagine themselves as an adventure warrior. They're going to go on all these adventures. It's like a fantasy, and it never really happens. But you know, a lot of people do that. But if you're actually planning on using it, maybe you want to move house. You know, maybe you have reasons to carry stuff. Like personally, I do a lot of renovations on houses I've had. So therefore, to me, the Canoo would be awesome. And for the same reasons, I also love the Cybertruck, but unfortunately, I can't put a reservation in for the Canoo electric truck because they're not going to make them for Australia. Totally understandable. They wouldn't focus on a small market like Australia. But Canoo, guess what? There's a lot of pickup trucks here. People love them. Please don't forget about us. Anyway, you can see I'd love to own one. Sandy Munro said, "The Cybertruck body is more revolutionary than I thought." Now, a few days ago, we got our first picture of the Cybertruck's exoskeleton chassis as it was being worked on in Giga, Texas. There's a lot of kind of speculation on how that was made. Now, the 8,000-ton Giga press that's going to be used to make the Cybertruck, to make its exoskeleton, as far as I know, that hasn't yet arrived at Tesla's Gigafactory in Texas. It hasn't yet possibly even been made or been shipped. It will be soon, I'm sure, but it hasn't arrived yet. So no one seems to know how Tesla have actually been able to make this exoskeleton. But it's there somehow, and obviously Sandy Munro is extremely impressed by it. The Cybertruck has an exoskeleton body and it's going to be made out of 90% recycled stainless steel. In fact, it's the same stainless steel Tesla are using, or I shouldn't say Tesla, because it's actually SpaceX, that SpaceX are using for their rockets. So you'd imagine that contrary to the naysayers who are saying the Cybertruck won't work, the stainless steel is ridiculous, it's not going to work. Well, I'm guessing Tesla would have an idea, considering all the experience that SpaceX has in using this material. I'm guessing that they would know what they can and can't do with it. The redesigned Cybertruck has a lot of different changes. Those include rear wheel steering, handless doors, a single windscreen wiper blade. Now, I don't know if that's going to make it to production, but I've seen it. Now, they've got an opening from behind the bed to the rear seats. That's one of my favorite features. I love that General Motors are doing that. in their new electric pickup as well, the Silverado, called the Midgate. And as well, there's got some other changes. Now, I also love the fact that the bed size, it's more like an SUV. In my opinion, one of the big failures of pickup trucks is the fact that the bed is not all that practical. I mean, it's practical if you want to carry, say, a fridge, and it just sticks out, right, in the middle of nowhere. But for the average person carrying the average thing, surfboards, bikes, camping gear, in my opinion, they'd fit better in the Cybertruck bed, or the canoe bed as well, because that's so long. But they fit better because of the way it's shaped. It's flat at the bottom, and then it has that metal winding cover that goes up, meaning the bed size is massive. Because if you put the bed cover on most trucks, it's perfectly flat, meaning there's not a whole lot of space from the top of the bed to the bottom, right? Cybertruck's completely different. Makes it more like a cross between an SUV and a pickup truck. That is why I love it. Now, I'm sure some people will hate it for that reason, but I reckon a lot of people will love it for that reason. If they also have the pass-through, then potentially it would be an SUV, which can moonlight as a pickup truck. I think a lot of people are forgetting this fact. That's a huge advantage. The other big advantage that I see, how many pickup trucks have you seen getting around with beat up bodies, right? Rusted bodies, beat up bodies, because they get used and abused, which is cool. But remember, Ford has been going through one of the biggest lawsuits in history right now because of the structural rigidity of its pickup trucks being a problem. People saying that when they roll over, the roofs just basically fall off. I've read this numerous times and heard numerous reports, and apparently people are saying that more than 30 people have died as a result of rollovers, and the roof's just folding like a tin metal can, just stripping off basically. Now, I think if you look at this exoskeleton, you'll see that's pretty unlikely to happen in a Cybertruck. Now, recently, Talk News said they got a sneak peek at the new interior of the redesigned Cybertruck, and this new interior has some notable changes, such as the white rectangular marble-looking dashboard of the Cybertruck prototype has now been replaced with a more traditional triangular shape and black material resembling the dashboard of the refreshed Model S and X. You've probably seen all the comments, right? People said, oh, the Cybertruck, it's fake. They said it's fake. It's actually vaporware. It's never going to exist because this reason. You know, the naysayers are like this. Oh, it won't stand up. It won't have a crumple test zone, a crumple zone. It won't have this. It doesn't have mirrors. It doesn't have the right this. It doesn't have the right that. Well, it's pretty damn obvious that Tesla would go, okay, well, what do we have to do to make this thing pass the rules to be driven on the roads, right? And that's what they've done. So I'm not really sure why people ever thought this wouldn't be real. It's not like the pickup truck market isn't the biggest vehicle market in the United States, the most profitable market, and then Tesla would say, no, we don't want a piece of that because we want to use a marble dashboard or not have a crumple zone. Or, of course, they're going to work out a way to make it happen. Now, in addition to that, we've also seen two different versions of the Cybertruck. In fact, there's now 3 versions. There's the coupe version, which was revealed in an interesting image. I made a video about that. I'll put a link in the description below. And there's also the new Cybertruck design that has 6 wheels and a wider body and many other changes. Many people didn't notice that. That actually was revealed around about early June of 2022. That looks pretty rad as well. Sort of like an F250, F350 maybe version of a Cybertruck. Then, of course, the coupe version, that's more like the Ford Ranger version of the Cybertruck, the smaller version that many people want. That's what I think Tesla are going to make. I really think they're going to have 3 variants. They're going to have more of the longer version, the mid-size version, and then the smaller version. It's going to appeal to lots of different people. Talk News says that every design improvement has made the Cybertruck an even more compelling vehicle than it already was. However, the futuristic truck has seen several delays. Tesla unveiled the Cybertruck back in November 2019. Since then, the vehicle has amassed over 1 million reservations, with some estimates pushing the reservation number as high as 3 million. I don't believe that. I reported on the reservation numbers being around about 1.3 million. I think it was about 6 months ago. I think they probably hit about 1.5 to 1.6 million by now. Now, apparently, according to supplier leaks, the start of production now will be probably closer to the end of 2023. It's, about 4 years since Tesla originally unveiled it. That doesn't make it fake though. It just means it's probably been a harder product for Tesla to produce. But I also think there's a key reason why it's going to be late to market. I think Tesla's been waiting for the right way and the right technology to build the vehicle. Now, if Tesla had come along in, say, 1985 and tried to build the Cybertruck, it never would have happened. The technology just wasn't there to make it. I think Tesla is sort of in a similar situation. Not quite that dramatic, though. They've had to wait for the right technology, for the 4680 cells to ramp up, for the actual ability of those cells to be fully realized, for Tesla to have other things like new motors, and the capacity to simply produce this car en masse at a profit. That's not easy. Tesla knows, as does every other manufacturer know, now that they've started doing it, just how hard it is to actually make an EV and turn a profit. It's one of the hardest things you can do because there's only two companies in the world actually successfully doing that right now. Now, interestingly, Elon Musk has also revealed recently that the Cybertruck is sold out until 2027 at the earliest. Now, if someone offered me money for my reservation, I'd say no. I'm just too excited to see this truck. And yes, there's tens of thousands, in fact, more than 30,000 pre-orders for the Cybertruck here in Australia. So Aussies, I do think it's coming here. I could be wrong, but I think it is. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.